Welcome back, Dear Snkrheads. We're here with a new episode. It's been a while. We're trying to present something new for 2021.
Yes, it's been a little minute, but just to let y'all know, I'm just Rashad.
I'm OG Tevo.
And we're here with our new guest, our first guest in 2021. Denar, go ahead, introduce yourself. Who are you?
All right, Dear Snkrheads. My name is Denar Holmes. I am co-owner of Soapin LLC, husband and father of two.
Oof. And what school you went to, just to let them know? What school?
And I'm a fellow rattler.
Okay.
Those guys from across the tracks.
Hey, we got a lot of FSU representation, okay?
Yes, sir.
Just got to make sure we got the balance. But no, thank you for coming out. Appreciate you. Let's just get it started on the first question.
So, how'd you get into sneakers? Like, what's your sneaker history?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up around a lot of older cousins, older brothers and sisters that were all into sneakers. So it was kind of my sneaker course was already written before it even started.
I feel that.
There were trials where we're from Florida, so we're from an era where you had your knockoffs or your see-through J's. So we all went through that, but we all got on the right track.
So you talk about the see-through J's. What would you say is the first shoe that got you into the sneaker game? If you had to put it on one shoe.
I would have to say the Bread 11. No, yeah, I would have to say the Bread 11.
That's not a bad shoe at all.
I would say the Bread 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
That shoe is like, I don't know, 11's period.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But all right, so we are, I don't want to say post-COVID, but we're through the rough.
We're through the hard parts.
The rough. And last year, everything got shut down. People started working from home. And the worst part is schools. They shut down schools, so that means there was no homecoming last year.
Absolutely.
That was going to be my first homecoming. I haven't been back since I graduated.
Okay.
But they were posting a hella fits. Like, this is what I would have wore. People had their shoes laid
Just
out,
ready.
their outfits ready.
Like, back to school.
Bro,
Oh,
so as a fellow rattler, what would have been, or what is, like, your go-to homecoming sneaker?
I would say any Retro 4. I would say probably Cements though. Yeah, Cement 4s, yeah.
So you got to step up like, yeah.
For sure.
I'm classic,
For sure.
okay?
Not the most comfortable, so we're walking up and down hills all day, but
You get there. You stay.
Correct. But I would say Cement 4s for sure.
Okay. Tell me, you want to hit him up with the next one?
So, as a entrepreneur, what is your business? Like, put us on. Tell the world. Tell Dear Snkrheads what you do.
Okay, so going on 2 years now, me and my wife started a natural soap business. At the beginning, actually before the pandemic began, and we've learned and grew to great business individuals. But the soap industry is something that's very vast, so we have a lot of competitors. But it's something that can be very lucrative because it's an essential. What did you use this morning when you woke up? What did you use last night before you went to sleep?
Not everybody use soap now.
Well, not everybody, audience, but we should use soap. So yeah, we got into the soap business and we've been, kicking it ever since.
Okay. So would you consider yourself, you and your wife, you guys consider yourself entrepreneurs?
I would most definitely consider ourselves entrepreneurs. Currently right now we kind of have 1 foot in and 1 foot out because we're still figuring things out. But I would say within the next year we're going to be full-time entrepreneurs. We're going to have full control of our lives and, freedom to do what we want to do. And that's the ultimate goal, to be able to do what we want to do and, have control over our time. Because, we all know time, we're facing this time, this money set up here. So.
Okay, so as an entrepreneur, you should know, as any other sneakerhead knows, that pretty much everybody in the game is an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Whether it's just small scale, buying and flipping just to get what you want, or it's like, I'm gonna make a whole business and get my mom fired for Nike kind of thing. If you know, you know.
Yeah, he's wild for that one.
But so everybody's pretty much an entrepreneur in the sneaker business. How do you feel about the whole sneaker reselling aspect of the sneaker game?
I'm gonna have to say I respect it, and I'll tell you why.
I want to
So-
hear this. I definitely want to hear this.
Okay.
So it's not gonna be too in depth, but this is my reasoning behind it. So growing up, past elementary school, going into middle school, I would say probably 8th grade is where I started my reselling, and I had a different form of reselling.
Okay.
So my idea was, okay, my parents are gonna buy me X amount of shoes when school starts. I may get a pair for Christmas, and I may get a pair for spring break.
Okay.
So what I would do, I would get their first batch of shoes, you know, maybe 3-4 pair of Jordans or whatever. I would wear them, but I would keep them in mint condition. All my shoes I always kept in mint condition. And I would, you know, buy them for, you know, at the time, maybe Jordans were like maybe like 140, 150 back then. Buy them, wear them a few times, and then sell them to, you know, one of my classmates. You know what I mean? This is before like offer up and all that stuff. So my whole thing was buying, wearing, and reselling. You know what I mean? So that was my way of providing. I always had a lot of shoes, but that's how I kept up, because my parents didn't just go out and buy me boatloads of shoes. I would actually have my own, you know, I wouldn't say a reselling business, but would have my reselling with my classmates, and that's how I would, you know, kind of stay ahead of the sneaker game.
And that's what, you know, was the fun times of sneakers. People actually wore sneakers.
Yes.
Now it's, I'm gonna cop, I'm gonna hold it for 6 months, wait for them to go to $400. Now I'm gonna sell them to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even have to wait that long. All right, so you had your story about how you sold shoes, you bought shoes, you wore them, you kept them up to flip them, right?
Yes, sir.
I feel like we all can pretty much relate to that.
Definitely.
That was, like we said, the great days of the early days of the sneaker game, where you could actually get the shoes you wanted, first of all, and people were actually wearing their shoes. But moving forward, as you see now, the sneaker game has kind of been turned into a business.
Saturated.
It's less of something for enthusiasts and more people who just have money. If you have money, you
Yeah.
can get sneakers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who you are, if you like them or not, you're going to get the shoes that people want.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? How the kind of some of the fun people would say has been taken out of the
Yeah,
sneaker game,
most definitely.
and now it's come into like a business. How you feel about that?
I'm gonna say this. You know, I feel like the sneaker game has definitely been diluted. I definitely am not as interested as I was in the sneaker game due to just the way everything's set up. Like, for instance, this started in college. Like, we had, say there was a Concord release, right? You have 70 people outside waiting in line to purchase these Concords.
There's only like 50
There's
pairs
only
inside.
you know 25 pairs of Concords, and you know the workers are getting 20 out of the 25 pairs of Concords and bringing them out of the back, and now we only have 5 pair of Concords for 70 people. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's, you know, those days were not very fun for me because I had to overpay to get what I needed. You know what I mean? I could tell a finish line worker, hey, look, I'll give you extra $1.50 if you get these shoes from me, just because I really wanted them. You know what I mean? And I felt like, you know, once it became this game, it just, you know, kind of diluted a lot of things. So
Well, it's like, I don't know if you ever heard of the guy Benjamin Kicks.
yeah.
So Benjamin Kicks destroyed the sneaker game. I don't know how.
Single-handedly.
Mentally, as a 14-year-old, you think of all this stuff to pay other kids to camp out. So you pay them $50 to camp out, and you already charging someone an extra $100 on top of the shoe. So you're just paying the person $50 and you're making $50 off the shoe already.
Right.
You don't have to camp out yourself. He destroyed the sneaker game.
But it's smart. Like, and the thing is,
He's 14.
as mad as I am about it, and that's the only thing I'm gonna say on it, it was gonna happen. Like, there's no way it wasn't gonna happen, because it's a business. When people see that something's valuable, people gonna come in and try to exploit it. That's how it is with everything. So let's move on.
All right.
We got y'all with the whole sneaker reselling. What can we have to next?
How do you feel about the knockoff Jordan 1s and Dunks, like the Cool Kais, the Warren Lotus, the etceteras?
So let me ask this. Are you saying non-retro ones? Are you saying like non-authentic Jordans?
Well, they have their play on it, so that instead of using the Nike check, Cool Kai uses a Grim Reaper.
Correct.
And Warren Lotus does, I don't exactly remember what he did, but did he use a Grim Reaper as well?
Grim Reaper is very popular when it comes to doing the.
Yeah, I think he was a Grim Reaper on the dunks, but I'm not 100% sure. But they're similar.
I'm gonna say I'm a little bit of an old school, so I'm gonna always choose a retro over a remake any day.
The remakes, they're charging like $250 for the remakes
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, honest, yeah. But I'm always gonna go with what I was raised up, what I was brought up of, which were the original Jordans that he actually wore on the court.
On the court.
Yeah.
So we going 1 through 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What shoes are you looking for this year?
And this is weird because it's back-to-back questions, but I'm gonna say the red Flints, even though those aren't red technically original.
He's running back.
He's like, I only wear OGs.
Yeah,
The only OGs. Well,
one exception, the red Flint 13s, I do feel are gonna be a very popular release. Hopefully I can get my hands on them, and I don't plan to sell them.
So you're not looking at the Lightning 4s? Those are a must cop.
Yeah. I just already have some.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I had some. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Let me go get my money up, guys. I'll be right back.
Had some, yeah.
All right, so it's been a pleasure to have you on. But before you go, we make sure every guest hits our audience up with a Dear Sneakerheads. So just a quick one-liner. What advice would you give to sneakerheads out there?
I'm gonna say this. If you own any pair of Jordans, any pair of sneakers in general, please do not tie your shoes. Do not suffocate your feet, in a sense. You have to let your feet breathe. You have to let your ankles breathe. Miss a loop or two to give your feet.
But you got to come to the top.
Yeah,
your foot's not secure unless you're at the top.
You can come to the top, but miss a loop or two. You know what I'm saying? That growing up, that was my biggest thing. Like, I could buy the most fire pair. You got the most fire pair of Jordans, but if you don't lace your shoes the correct way, it's pointless.
Lacing is an art.
Yeah, it really is.
It's definitely and depending on the shoe, there's a different way to lace. Like, you can't lace all your shoes the same way.
And the way your jeans sit on top of your shoes as well.
We could talk about it for decades.
That's a whole other segment.
But appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming out. This is Denard again. What's your social tag if anybody want to follow you your business?
If you guys want to follow us, we're on Instagram at SOAPN_. We'd love to have you guys take a look-see. We have a lot of goodies on there for you guys. It was a pleasure, having myself as a guest on you guys' show. Y'all take care.
All right. And we've been Dear Sneakerheads. I've been Jeff Rashad.
And I'm OG Tevo, a.k.a. Nike Stalker.
And Denard.
We are back. Dear Sneakerheads. Another episode. And we here with our first time.
Kitty episodes.
Right. Oh, this is Ashton. We're here.
Tell me about yourself, man.
Talk to the camera. So Ashton, what shoes do you have on today?
Jordans.
I need you to do one thing for me. I need you to point to the camera and say, you're watching Dear Sneakerheads.
I'm watching Dear Snkrheads.
Yeah, point right there and say, you're watching Dear Sneakerheads.
I'm watching Dear Snkrheads.
Close enough.